Am I the asshole for refusing to give my sister back her dog after she abandoned him for 6 months? So my sister, 28F, has always been dramatic. Last year she got a golden retriever puppy because her ex said dogs make people more grounded, LMAO. Spoiler, they literally broke up 2 weeks later. Fast forward to 6 months ago. She calls me out sobbing because she's too emotionally fragile to take care of him and needs a short mental health break. She says it'll be maybe 2 weeks and asks if I can watch him. I, 18F, work 2 jobs and live in a small apartment, but I love animals, so I said yes. 2 weeks turned into a month. Then 2. She stopped checking in. She stopped sending money for food. She literally blocked me on Instagram, but was still posting her going out, vacations, and a new man every other week. Meanwhile, her pup is attached to me like Velcro. He sleeps curled up next to me, follows me everywhere, and even gets excited when I come home from work. My cats adore him. He fits into our lives perfectly. Then today, I get unblocked like nothing happened. Hey, can you bring my dog back this weekend? I'm finally in a good place, mentally smiling face with smiling eyes. I'm sure you are, LOL. I told her I'm happy she's doing better, but she hasn't cared for this dog in half a year. I've spent hundreds on vet visits, training, food, and toys. He sees me as his person now. I said if she wants a dog again, she should maybe adopt one she's ready for, but ripping him away from a stable home after abandoning him is cruel. She flipped out, LMAO. Sent paragraphs about how I stole her emotional support animal, how she's going to call the police, and how I'm ruining her healing journey. My mom is taking her side, saying family should help family. But my grandma said she's proud of me for giving the dog the stability my sister never did. My sister is now telling everyone I kidnapped her dog and emotionally abused her by punishing her recovery. I told her if she wants him back, she can pay me back the $3,000 I've spent on him and sign a contract, saying she'll take full responsibility from now on. She told me to go to burn in hell. So, am I the asshole for refusing to give her back the dog she abandoned? 2 weeks turned into a month. Then 2. She stopped checking in. She stopped sending money for food. She literally blocked me on Instagram, but was still posting her going out, vacations, and a new man every other week. Not the asshole. She literally gave you her dog. This is now your dog. Hopefully you've had him registered in your name and updated the vet records. That will make your ownership stick legally. She flipped out, LMAO. Evidence that she, in fact, is not in a good place mentally. My mom is taking her side, saying family should help family. You did. And you still are, because you know in about a month, or less, she'll abandon this dog again. The emotional support animal that she didn't need when she wasn't in a good place mentally. Tells you all you need to know, really. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Funny how it took her 6 months without an emotional support animal to get to a mental space where an animal can now support her emotionally. Do not give your dog back to Eurishole of a sister. It's yours now. If the dog is chipped, get it changed to show that you are its owner. Make sure she nor your mom has a key to your place. If they do, get your locks rekeyed. She stopped checking in. She stopped sending money for food. She literally blocked me on Instagram. She abandoned the dog and ghosted you. The pup has a good home where it's loved. Your sister needs therapy, not another pet she'll own for 5 minutes. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. That dog deserves better than your sister. Good on your grandma for saying it, and sucks that your mom is enabling your sister's pathetic behavior. Did you get it chipped? Get it chipped with your info. Am I the asshole for feeling like I paid for my own birthday event? A couple months ago we, group of 5 girls, went on a 30th birthday trip for my best friend Anna. I didn't know the other 3 ladies very well, but we had a fantastic time. Only major hiccup was that the hotel we'd all pitched in on was awful. I'm talking mold, dangerous neighborhood, weird stains on bed. Anna was crying. Everyone was upset. I offered to book a nicer hotel, so we didn't have to call the trip off. I okayed the price by everyone, and even used a bunch of travel points to knock down the price. Basically everyone was going to owe me around $150. It's been 2 months, and everyone had refused to pay me back or talk about it, noting that I have a nice corporate job and they're more broke and just can't right now. I decided it wasn't worth pitching a fit over $600. Fast forward, it was just my 30th birthday. Out of nowhere they offered to take me out to a nice dinner. I'm recently divorced, so honestly the offer felt fun and really lovely of an offer, and I said I'd love to. We went somewhere fancy, which shocked me given what they'd implied about finances, but they picked the spot. We had a great time. They ordered a lot of wine and fancy appetizers. I had my dinner and 1 glass of wine for reference. At the end I offered that I can pitch in on the check because I'm sure it's high. They giddily said that they've got it because they decided a while ago to surprise me by basically using the money they owed me to take me out instead. I didn't really know what to say and probably said the wrong thing. I basically said, "Oh, so I paid for everyone for my birthday dinner?" They got frustrated saying no, it was their money. But yes, technically it was the money they owed me, and what an ungrateful thing to bring up. We're now not talking. Am I being silly for being upset that they used money they owed me like this? Not the asshole. Not only did you pay for your own dinner, you apparently treated them to their meals too. Your friends are way out of line. Not the asshole. So you acknowledge you do in fact owe me money for the trip and have room in your budget, but refuse to pay me back. The debt and the dinner are 2 separate pools of money. Not the asshole. They refuse to even talk about it. These ladies are supposed to be 30 give or take. My lord. And not pitch a fit over $600? Girl, times are tough. Everything is expensive as fuck right now. $600 isn't like $50 that might come out in the wash over years of friendship. Fuck your friends. Not the asshole. They can't pay you back the money by choosing to use it to treat themselves, plus you, to dinner. To pay you back they would need to hand the money over to you, and then they would have no say over how it was spent. The only way their plan would work is if they paid you back and you independently decided to use the money to pay for everyone's dinner. Not the asshole. They owed you $150 each. That was agreed upon, and they owed you. They don't get to decide how to pay you back, and they certainly don't get to do that by paying for their own meals with it. Time for different friends. Not the asshole. They are using the logic of a 13-year-old, not a 30-year-old. Mom, can I have $50 to buy you a birthday present? AITA. Neighbor tried to invite herself into my house while I have a new baby. I have this super annoying neighbor who is in her 70s. She always wants to come over to our place, and is always asking for help like how to use Amazon, send an email, or even who to call to get rid of her old couch. We helped her at first, but after I got pregnant, we stopped. She also knocks on our door unannounced, and when we open the door, she will just walk into our place. If we invite her in, she overstays her welcome, and we have to listen to her complain about her health problems. Well, we now have a 3-month-old, so our time is precious. She recently knocked on the door and said she hadn't seen us in a while and wanted to see the baby. She literally tried to push her way into our home, but luckily I managed to block the doorway. I told her multiple times no, please don't come in. The house was a mess and I was in my spit-up covered PJs, no makeup, my hair a rat's nest, and my husband in his underwear. It just wasn't a good time. I apologized that we hadn't reached out to her, or had many visitors, as we have been so busy taking care of our new baby. She kept asking to see her, so I finally caved, and went into our bedroom where my husband was holding her and grabbed my daughter so she could see her. She asked if I was home every day, and I said, yes, taking care of my baby. I told her she must know what it's like since she had 4 kids, and she had the audacity to say, well, I had twins and still made time for visitors. When I tried to flip the conversation to her and asked how she was doing, she said, oh, I've been so busy myself, and she left. So, am I the asshole for not inviting her in? I'm feeling guilty because I get that she's lonely, but I also feel like it will quickly escalate to a situation where she feels comfortable to stop by any time she wants. Some other points. She has 4 kids, 2 of which live close by, and 3 grandkids. When we ask if she visits them or if they can help her with stuff, she always says, oh, they're too busy. We have had her over a bunch of times for coffee, but she's invited us once, which is frustrating because we have to do all the serving/hosting. Edit. We do have a peephole and we also lock our door. I just feel bad not answering all the time or just talking to her through the door. She's still a person after all, albeit a really annoying one. Her kids aren't too busy. They've cut her off. You're starting to see why. Edit. Forgot to add, not the asshole, obviously. Hashtag she also knocks on our door unannounced and will just walk into our place. Lock your door. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. If you can, get a video doorbell so you don't even have to open the door. Sorry, this isn't a good time. Not the asshole, but stop answering the door. Not the asshole. Even if you didn't have a baby, you wouldn't be morally wrong to turn her away. You're a bit of a jerk to yourself for letting her talk her way in and showing her your baby. You don't have to entertain her. Make like Nancy Reagan and just say no. Put a sign on your door that says baby sleeping. Please do not knock. A doorbell camera also helps. Am I the asshole for revoking my GF's car privileges? My girlfriend, 26F, and I, 28M, have been together for about 3 years. We've lived together for the past 6 months. A couple of months ago, my GF's car broke down, and the repair estimate was really high. Given that her car was over 10 years old, she decided not to repair it and to start saving for a new one. I agreed with her decision and told her we could make it work with sharing my car until she gets a new one. This past weekend I had to work on Saturday to put the finishing touches on a big presentation for Monday. When I told my girlfriend about it on Friday night, she asked if she could use my car to go see a friend while I was at work. I told her as long as she drops me off and picks me up when I'm done, that was fine. She dropped me off at my office, and I told her I would text her when I was finishing up so she can come get me. She told me that was fine. It ended up taking my co-workers and I about 3 hours to finish what we had to do. I texted my girlfriend that we were almost done and asked if she could come get me. She said she would be on her way in a few, since she was only 15 minutes or so away. As we were locking up the office, my co-workers asked if I needed a ride, and I told them my girlfriend was on her way to get me, so they left to go home. 30 minutes pass, and my girlfriend isn't there yet, so I text again to see where she's at. She doesn't respond, so I figure she's driving. 45 minutes, and she's still not there or answering my text, so I give her a call and no answer. At this point, I'm getting pretty frustrated. Finally, over an hour after she responded to my first text, she pulls into the parking lot. She immediately starts apologizing and making excuses for why she was so late. She said her friend is going through a hard time and they got caught up talking, and she lost track of time. I told her that she could have told me that when I texted her, and I could have gotten a ride with my coworker. Or she could have responded to my text or answered my call, so I wasn't sitting there wondering what the fuck was going on. She just kept repeating that she lost track of time and was sorry. I told her that I think it's pretty messed up that she was using my car and agreed to pick me up and dropped the ball so badly. I told her that until she gets her own car, she doesn't get to use mine for anything other than work. No using my car to go get her nails or hair done. No taking my car to see friends, etc. If she wants to do that stuff, she has to use the bus or Uber. She told me I am overreacting, and that it was just one time, and that her friend really needed someone to talk to. She said she already has plans for this coming week that she needs the car for, and I told her too bad. She told me I am being a jerk, and that I wasn't even waiting that long. She has asked a couple times to take the car since then, and I've refused to give her the keys. Now she's pissed at me for not giving in. Edit, because people have been asking about her friend's situation. Her friend is currently separated from her husband and moving towards divorce. She also recently found out that her cat has inoperable cancer and is probably going to have to put it down. So, yes, serious stuff, but not life or death, and certainly not an emergency. And for anyone thinking she was with someone else, no. My girlfriend is terrible with directions, and her friend's house was the most recent destination in my NAV system. She could seriously get lost in a parking ramp, so I have no reason to believe she drove anywhere other than her friend's place. Not the asshole these people saying otherwise are the girlfriend. I truly do not see how you can be the asshole. You tried to be accommodating, and she dropping the ball so fucking hard. 10 minutes late is one thing. A whole fucking hour is completely disregarding anyone else but herself. These are the natural consequences for her actions. It's rough, and sucks for her. It is not unnecessary punishment. This is just how the cookie crumbles. Just so happens that she took that cookie and smashed it in her fucking hands. Not the asshole you told her she could borrow it as long as she picked you up on time. She didn't. She doesn't get to borrow the car anymore. Bro is literally thinking she got in a wreck because she ghosted him for an hour. Be there in 15, and then straight up ghosted while out with his car. She couldn't be bothered with the phone reminding her, and her brain didn't have alarms going off. I have somewhere to be. Straight up awful communication, and she sounds like a total space cadet at best. Or having an affair. Not the asshole because she abused the privilege. There's no way she could lose track of time so much that she thinks 15 minutes pass when an hour has actually passed. Not the asshole. She's mad you're not letting this slide. Hold firm on the boundary. She was borrowing your property, and it came with a caveat. She didn't have the decency to send a text that she was delayed. She failed to communicate with you and doesn't want to deal with the repercussions of her choices. Now she left you stranded for an hour after saying 15 minutes. That's fucked up. Actions have consequences, and she needs to respect your shit if she wants to use it.